Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Masker can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging. And to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. It's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
It was the summer before the real world started, and the deal was we would get to go if we cleaned it up and got it running. That is old Winnebago, and winging a prayer down a 65, 5 best friends on 4 ball tires. I can still see Billy smiling when we finally made it to Talladega.
Talladega Super Speedway lives up to its name. Of all the closed-circuit motorsports facilities in the world where sanctioned auto races are held, It is the fastest. Constructed by the France family 10 years after Daytona International Speedway, Talladega was built slightly longer at 2.66 miles with steeper 33-degree banking, which guaranteed record-setting speeds. The pole speed for NASCAR's first race in 1969 was a stunning 199.466 miles per hour, almost 30 miles per hour faster than the Indy cars were then lapping at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Rule changes in 1987 meant that Bill Elliott's 212.809 mile per hour lap would likely stand forever as the qualifying record at Talladega and for NASCAR. Talladega is still the fastest track on the schedule. It holds the record for the fastest 500-mile stock car race at 188.354 miles per hour. Mark Martin's winning speed in May of 1997 and produces some of the most exciting door-to-door racing every year. Talladega puts on 5 separate race events each year as host of the NASCAR Cup Series, Xfinity, Craftsman Trucks, and the ARCA Series. Tonight, it's race number 11 of the ProSim Racing Alliance, and it's next on Track Limits Network.
Sure like to stay. Talladega.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the virtual Talladega Super Speedway. Race number 11 as the season continues to wind down here in the ProSim Racing Alliance. Talladega, Alabama for 57 laps this evening. Air temperature 78 degrees Fahrenheit, 45% humidity. Partly cloudy skies, limited breeze at 2 miles per hour. Track temp a little warmer though, 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Drivers with a full fuel load, unlimited tire sets over the wall. We've got 1 fast repair to work with and 3 attempts at a green-white checkered finish if necessary. It's going to be a stage break here tonight about lap 15. And a 30-lap fuel window is about where we expect to be. And with that, if we go green in that that final stage of the race, drivers are going to have to make a pit stop to make it all the way to the end. Race details in the books. Let's look at the best times in practice so far. Again, these are all drafting-related times. So the top time is Will Jones and Peyton Wagoner, Vincent Short, Cole Ansley, and Mark Truxell. Your top 5 fast times. It's going to be a pretty significant time difference, what we'll see here in qualifying momentarily. Obviously, these practice times we're seeing here all in the draft. Drivers finishing up their practice session here. About a minute and a half left. Some drivers taking the opportunity to practice their pit road entry. Again, we just talked about that a moment ago here, expecting a green flag stop here in the final stage of tonight's race if we stay green the entire time. In 57 laps, the race distance. Couple things to be conscientious of here, especially at Talladega Super Speedway. Obviously, when you make those pit stops, whether it's under green or caution, you really don't want to do it alone. You want to come down at least with a couple of dancing partners so that you can get back out on track, have some drivers to work with and draft with so that you're not significantly off the pace by comparison. You're going to need at least 3 trucks, probably more, to catch a larger pack. Makes the reduction of mistakes that much more important. You don't want to get caught on pit lane speeding, anything to that effect. Less than 30 seconds remain. We'll get right into qualifying. Qualifying will be a 5-minute session, 2 laps. And again, I would expect those times to be significantly slower than what we're seeing here in practice. Still pit stop entry practice underway here, it seems, as we watch Keenan Kimber pull the 8 into pit lane. That's going to do it for the practice session. Colt Ansley looks to be the first to jump into his race car. We'll see what Colt does here. He'll roll away in the number 86 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. Still curious to see which lap is going to be the fastest of the two, first or second. Again, these trucks punch a big hole in the air. They create a lot of drag, so it does take some time to get them up to full song. So sometimes that second lap is going to be the best lap of the two. Some guys have worked out some strategy, though, in qualifying, though, to make that first lap faster. Again, that first lap, tire temperatures starting to come up, which means tire pressures start to come up, meaning the tire will start to grow a little bit, making the truck effectively that much taller. Don't want that, especially in the back of the truck. You want to keep that rear spoiler out of the air as much as possible. That's why that first lap can be faster. See if that remains true here tonight. Colt into the tri-oval here at Talladega Super Speedway. I'll take the green flag. It does appear that Colt is using that first lap as his throwaway, running the ultra-high line here, trying to build up as much momentum as possible. Now, you want to be up close to the wall, but you don't want to be running that Larson line like we saw today at Homestead Miami Speedway. You want to be up off the wall a bit because you can actually create more drag if you're too close to the barrier. I think Colt's about as high up the racetrack as you want to be right now. Colt crosses the line, lap 1 in the books. 55.759. Third quick as Alan DeFries goes top time, 55.803. I'm sorry, 083. Derek Welch goes top of the board, 55.075. We're going to continue to watch Colt here, see if that second lap is faster. I'm anticipating that it will be. Colt last on the leaderboard right now. Interestingly, as Colt keeps it up on the banking here in the tri-oval, a lot of guys may duck down low side to run the apron, shorten up the lap just a bit. Colt crosses the line. He goes P1, 55.041. Quick second lap for Colt Ansley. Again, just for comparison purposes, though, take a look again at the lap times. We're about 4.5 plus seconds slower than what we saw in practice with the draft. Right now, top time is the 86. Will Jones jumps to the outside, and Vincent Short goes pole with almost an identical lap. 55.041. Have to go out to the 10,000th place to determine who was faster. Clearly Short, just a tick quicker than the 86. He'll take pole for now. Rodney Roberts back to start finish. 6 quick, lap 1, 55.070. And David Bradford goes to the point, 55.032. That was Bradford's second lap. Just about 45 seconds left in the session. There's a handful of drivers that have not taken the time yet. It'd be Keenan Kimber, Steve Whitmore, Mark Truxell, Jason Steptoe, Chris Hockley, Peyton Wagoner, Joshua Ingram, and Aaron Longworth opting to line up in order of iRating instead of their actual lap times. Officially 20 seconds left in the session, but I think this is going to do it for just about everybody. Not enough time to lock in any more laps as nobody else is rolling. So that'll do it for qualifying here at Talladega Super Speedway. We're going to step aside briefly. We'll be back with our starting grid after this. Stay with us.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Back at Talladega Super Speedway, let's take a look at our starting grid for race number 11. On the pole position with a lap time of 55.032 seconds, it's the 13 Bradford Aeroworks entry of David Bradford. Outside front row, missed it by 9 1/1000ths of a second. It's the 15 of Vincent Short. Starting in row 2, also missed it by just over 9 thousandths of a second. It's Colt Ansley and Will Jones. Row 3, Bobby Hamilton Jr. and DW Derek Welch. Fourth row will be the 9 of Rodney Roberts and the 71 of Alan DeFries. Row 5 belongs to Thomas McMullen and Mark Collins. Starting from the 11th spot, it's Matt Nicholson. 12th belongs to Albert Anderson. 13th starting position, Chris Hockley. Keenan Kimber will roll 14th. 15th starter, it's the 70 of Steve Whitmore. Jason Steptoe starts in the 16th spot. 17th is Aaron Longworth. 18th, Mark Truxell. Keep an eye on the 5 here tonight. As long as you keep defenders on that thing, he'll be a contender. Peyton Wagoner, 19th. And last but not least, shotgun on the field, it's the 56 of Josh Ingram, rounding out in 20th. Your starting grid here from Talladega Super Speedway. Field already rolling. Get race details tonight. 57 laps, 78-degree air temp, 45% humidity, partly cloudy skies, 2-mile-per-hour breeze, track temp creeping up again, 116 degrees Fahrenheit. Full fuel load at 100%, unlimited tires available. That gives these drivers about 30 laps or so. That should set us up for a green flag pit stop in the last stage here if we stay green to the end. 1 fast repair if necessary, 3 green-white checkered attempts also if necessary. Season winding down here in the ProSim Racing Alliance. Got Talladega here tonight. It'll be Auto Club Speedway next week on the 30th. Then we take a break. We come back for the finale in Michigan on April the 13th. Pace car makes the duck down to pit lane here. We'll have the green flag in a moment. Still need to get through this tri-oval, though. The start-finish line more towards pit exit. That's one of the major differences here at Dega by comparison to Daytona. Daytona start-finish will be right about here. Not the case here at Talladega, but that's where they get the restart zone, and the green flag is in the air. We're racing from Talladega. Trio of drivers will drop down to the inside of the yellow line here off of turn number 2. They're just going to settle in, go to the back, but it seems like one driver opting to change his mind. Relatively already at the back. Race leader Vincent Short as they work through turns 3 and 4. Bradford has settled into the 2nd spot. Ansley 3rd. Will Jones 4th, jumps up to 3rd, and DW Derek Welch on 5th place. Change of position again. Will Jones drops down, takes the top spot from Vincent Short. Short running right in the tire tracks all over the back bumper of Will Jones. Out of turn number 2. That's the lead pack on the inside. Outside lane, it's Derek Welch will lead that charge. Looks like Alan DeFries on the number 1's tailgate as they work down the back straightaway into 3. Short changes lanes, jumps up in front of DW. Going to make the charge back to the front of the field here. Vince likes to lead at these places, does not like to be bottled up in the pack, so he switches up the spot, gets in front of Derek Welch. Welch pushing it with all he's got here. Cross start finish into turn 1. He's got the lead. Does he stay up top in front of the 1? He does for now. Albert Anderson in the black and yellow 99 making some moves to the outside. No real help right now as he works to the outside of the 23 of Mark Collins. Going to lose some ground here in the middle of the corner with no drafting help, no dancing partner to help get it done. He'll have to tuck in behind the 65 of Kimber if he can. Doesn't look like it's going to be the case with Rodney Roberts there filling the gap. Back to start finish, it's Will Jones. Vincent Short, the front row here as they cross start finish. Short looks like he's going to lead the lap by just a foot. Short up the racetrack a little bit. It's going to get shuffled out. Might be doing this intentionally here to stay out of the hornet's nest. It'll open the door now for Derek Welch to lead the high side. Jones, Bradford, 1 and 2 with Colt Ansley in tow. Outside lane working again, though. Alan DeFries now pushing Derek Welch. Mark Collins in tow, so is Keenan Kimber. Meanwhile, Vincent Short, Albert Anderson have drafted up. They were in that third lane for a minute. They'll likely settle in here side by side. That's looking at the back of the pack. Still relatively the same here with Jones leading. Welch still working the outside lane. The first truck in line, Mark Collins on the back bumper. Then Keenan Kimber, Rodney Roberts, Mark Truxell. The 5 trucks on the outside. On the bottom, Will Jones, David Bradford, Colt Ansley, Bobby Hamilton Jr., and Thomas McMullen. Lots of veteran experience on the low side of the racetrack right now. Here, 6 laps in at Talladega Super Speedway. Will Jones continuing to tow the rest of the 20-truck pack. On to turn 4, yet again coming to 7 laps. Takes over the top spot, but was it premature to drop down as Mark Collins with a run to the outside. Keenan Kimber pushing the number 23 with everything he's got down the backstretch into turn 3. Welch may lose 2 spots here, and Keenan Kimber decides against it. He was clear, but decided not to come on down. A little too aggressive too early, he thinks, so he's going to lose some ground on the outside. Derek Welch going to tuck up behind Mark Collins. Outside line moving again. field out of turn number 2. Front row now Collins and Kimber. Collins on the bottom in the black and red Toyota. Kimber up top in the yellow and white Bojangles Chevrolet. Oh, trouble. Mark Collins going to go up on his lid. No! He gets turned into the tri-oval. He's going to slide around here. Almost goes up on his lid, but certainly some damage to the 23 as he comes to rest here in the tri-oval. First caution of the night, 9 laps in for Mark Collins as he was leading. Maybe an ill-timed push. We'll have to go back and look at this in just a moment. Collins trying to drive this thing, certainly with some damage on that truck. Try to get zoomed back in here, but looks like Welch got to the back bumper of Collins a little harder than Mark had anticipated. Little off to the right there. That's not good. That sends Collins up the track in front of Kimber. A little bit of contact with the 65, and the correction there sends Collins down in front of Welch. You see the air gets underneath the 23. It almost goes upside down. I want to try and watch this from the onboard with Derek Welch. Back it up a little bit further. Quarter speed here. This is out of turn 4 and a little short shoot run into the tri-oval. You see Welch steps out to the right just a bit. I don't know if he's trying to get some air on the nose to get some cool, fresh air into that engine, that cooling system. But as he comes back down, it crosses Collins up, sends him up into Keenan Kimber, and then the rest is history. So some drivers did opt to hit pit lane, starting with Alan DeFries, and it was Cole Ansley, Matt Nicholson, Steve Whitmore, Chris Hockley, Derek Welch. Of course, Mark Collins involved in that caution. Those are the drivers that opted to pit. Looks like DeFries was just topping off fuel. Looks like everybody else went for tires. Again, unlimited tire set, so it does not hurt to bolt them on unless you're really trying to gain some track position and be out of pit lane first. That's what Alan DeFries did. He comes out 14th. Well, we have the minute. Let's check on the stream chat here. We got BeerMug115 cheering on Jason Steptoe. Tom Janikowski here as always, waving high and the checkered flag. Thanks for checking in, guys. Everybody out there watching, though, feel free to say hello, cheer on your favorite driver, even offer some debate if you'd like. Just keep it PG for the kids. Working our first caution of the day. Likely to get the 1-to-go signal here. It'll be Keenan Kimber and Rodney Roberts on the front row as we get ready for the green. So they're across the line. Lights have gone out on the iRacing pace car, so that puts us on the 1-to-go. Restart coming at lap 12 next time by. Takes about 2+ minutes to get around this place behind the pace car, so if you need to run, hit the bathroom, hit the refrigerator, grab a snack, you've got time. We got Papa Goat in the chat as well, saying go Pops. Number 99, cheering on Albert Anderson. Now, this very well could be a short run to the break, unless they consider this the stage break, which I don't think they have. Noticing the 65 of Kimber keeps losing his connection here, blinking out a couple of times even behind the pace car. Hopefully that remedies itself here under green as the pace car is going to head down pit lane. Field still needs to get through the tri-oval. Again, start finish. The flag stand here past the exit of the tri-oval right near pit out. Kimber on the gas early.
Green flag.
Green flag waves. So Kimber's way out in front here. He's likely to get reeled in a hurry here. Truxell on the bottom, but 3 trucks topside. It's Roberts, Steptoe, and Will Jones. And here comes Aaron Longworth in the 42 with the 8 of Peyton Wagoner closing in as well. And without the momentum out of turn 2, without a drafting partner, Kimber is going to get freight trained on the outside. Will send Roberts to the race lead. Help coming now with the 5, the 42, and the 8 on the low side. A 4-truck draft down low. More numbers topside. You got 6 trucks all going to work, trying to get around the 65 of Kimber. Kimber battles back through 3 and 4. Gets a nose back out in front. Might be clear here, but going to keep it pinned down to the yellow line off turn 4. Oh, a little wiggle there for Mark Truxell. Missed his turn in a little bit, almost making contact with the 50. Continues on. Again, keep a close eye on the 5 of Mark Truxell. As long as he can survive and keep the fenders on that truck, he's going to be in contention when this one gets into its latter stages. Some connection issues for Keenan Kimber. Side by side all the way back. There's a quattro of trucks at the tail end of the field here. Matt Nicholson, Cole Dansley, Mark Collins, Albert Anderson. They got to get lined up here in a hurry. Albert Anderson all by himself at the tail end of the field here. No drafting partners to speak of, and he is definitely already in danger of going down a lap. Not sure what happened there with the 99. Oh, we got trouble as Kimber's on his lid. Down the back straightaway, another truck goes around. It's Jason Steptoe. Big time trouble here. Truck still wrecking into turn 3. That was supposed to be our caution as it was, but we got it for cause anyway. Multiple drivers involved here. The 50, it looks like, of Steptoe still trying to get righted. Let's take a look. This was on the straightaway. I think this is a case of don't push the pusher. Watch the inside lane. Kimber leading, Truxell, then Aaron Longworth and Wagoner. Wagoner's pushing the 42, pushes Longworth into Truxell. Truxell's off center. Now gets alongside just enough to get the right rear of Keenan Kimber. Longworth goes to the inside. He's going to hit the inside wall, but Kimber up the racetrack in front of Will Jones. He gets elevated, and the air is going to get underneath his truck, and he's going to go for a wild ride as he goes over top David Bradford. Big time incident for the 65 of Keenan Kimber, going from the race lead to on his lid just in the blink of an eye. Well, pit stop's underway here on this second caution. Again, this would have been a planned break as it was, competition caution, if you will. A couple of drivers opt to stay out on the racetrack. Matt Nicholson, Albert Anderson. Again, Anderson was at the tail end of the field, so this caution coming out when it did really saves him because he was in danger of losing a lap. Field heading out of pit lane here. Vincent Short going to be third out. Peyton Wagoner makes a trip down pit lane, but I don't think he hit the pit box. He may have missed his stall because it does not show any pit time for the 8. So Nicholson and Anderson shown 1-2 right now. I'm not sure if they're going to make a trip down pit lane here to go to the tail. Again, from here, if we go green to the end, they're going to need to make a pit stop for fuel anyway. So we might have some takers here for a splash more of fuel. Will Jones going to head down. Peyton Wagoner going to follow. So is Cole Ansley. Everybody else going to stay out. If anything, this is just going to put them on a different cycle. However, they might be awfully close here. I don't think they can make it even with this extra stop, but it does reduce the amount of time they need to spend putting fuel in the truck on that final pit stop. This is a strategy that we see quite a bit on real life in the current Cup Series races on Sundays. It's all about making that final stop as short as possible, so this is a good way to do that. Even if it only saves you a few tenths of a second at 190 miles an hour, it does make a difference. So behind the iRacing pace car here, 1 to go. Will be green next time by. So it does appear that the 55 and the 99 have stayed out of the racetrack, opting to not pit. Again, the fuel window tonight, roughly 30 laps if we can go that far on one green flag run. The way we've gone to this point, we're on our second caution in 18 laps, so statistically, probably not going to happen. That might be the gamble for these two at the front of the field. Again, they're still going to need to pit. Nicholson came down last at lap 9, Anderson lap 13. Likely why he was so far back, trying to short pit that stage. Field in the tri-oval, green flag in the air. We're back racing from Talladega. Lap 19 goes up on the board. Nicholson out to the early jump here. Now Vincent Short in behind. A little wiggle from Nicholson. Gets down to the bottom of the racetrack. Got to keep that truck up on the banking. It's going to open the door here for Albert Anderson, working to the outside with Mark Truxell. Can have a big push here from Vincent Short in just a moment, but no, Short checks up a little, just stays in the draft of the 55. We're 3 wide down the backstretch into turn number 3. Derek Welch going to push Albert Anderson up the gut into turn number 3. He'll go to the race lead. Anderson off the nose of DW, Derek Welch, Mark Collins in the mix, and here comes Colt Ansley, fired out of a cannon. Where did he come from? Ansley with a second or extra gear for that matter, nitrous oxide, whatever you want to call it. He is flying around the outside now with no help, though. That run going to die just a bit. Anderson thought about working to the top to block the run, but here comes drafting help, and Alan DeFries coming up the backside here of Colt Ansley, still 3 wide, Short on the bottom. Mark Collins in the middle, a little bit of contact from Short, got real lucky there. Still 3 wide down the back straightaway. Ansley to the outside, Collins in the middle. Now it's the 56 on the bottom of the racetrack. That's going to be Ingram. Business has picked up here at Talladega Super Speedway as we approach halfway. Worst to first now with Derek Welch in tow. Those two coming from neighboring leagues, the VRL and Num Thumbs Racing League. Of course, Derek Welch running NTRL. Albert Anderson out front from Vigilante Racing League, but you could almost call those two sister and brother leagues. They work pretty well hand in hand together with each other, so these guys are no strangers by any means. They know how to work together. They've drafted together. Dangerous combination, whether they're teammates or not. Currently one truck down a lap. That's the 42 of Aaron Longworth. If we were to get another caution, he would be the recipient of the lucky dog to get back on the lead lap. Now Colt Ansley working to the outside again off the nose of Alan DeFries with Mark Truxell in tow. Throwback to the Scar days. Outside lane trying to get something done here to take this race lead from Albert Anderson. Topside just does not have the numbers right now. 3 trucks lined up. If you get Jason Steptoe into the mix, maybe Peyton Wagoner as well, they might have a little more success in marching forward and maybe getting clear of the leader on the inside. Ansley steps out in front for now, but not clear of Albert Anderson. Anderson works back to the bottom with drafting help from Derek Welch and Vincent Short. At the line, though, Ansley's going to lead it. Mug 115 in the chat says, hey, I just realized that's my face on Steptoe's car. All right, well, let's see if we can zoom in here on the 50 of Jason Steptoe. There it is. There's Beer Mug himself. Running in the top 10, P6, looking for more big contact into Mark Truxell. Drivers getting crossed up here in the tri-oval. They get through it okay. I don't know if Alan DeFries has run out of fuel. He is way off the pace. Coming to start finish. Everybody scatters. We stay green for now, but I think Alan DeFries has run out of fuel. I don't know how that's possible. Made a pit stop here at lap 16 during the caution. It was a 14.7 second stop. We ride on board, and that truck is not running. It does not appear to be under power. So Alan DeFries off pace, likely out of fuel here. Just after a pit stop about 8 laps ago, for whatever reason, fuel did not get into that truck. Back out front, though, Colt Ansley finally gets around Albert Anderson, clear of the 99 with the race lead, but just inches between the top two. Ansley loses connection for a moment and allow open the door for Albert Anderson and Derek Welch to go to the outside with Thomas McMullen in tow. 2 trucks on the low side need Rodney Roberts to come into the mix. Big time run. You see the differential and just having trucks lined up single file, how much faster they can be compared to those that just don't have the numbers. You guys think this is exciting here at Talladega Super Speedway with this drafting package in these trucks? Wait till next week at Auto Club. Wait for a few weeks from now at Michigan Speedway on April 13th. Do you think they put on a good show here? It's only going to get better the next 2 races. McMullen now inches out in front. He's got the position on the inside lane. Anderson to the outside. Still, Derek Welch pushing the tailgate of the 99. Through the tri-oval, gets to the inside. McMullen slips up the track a bit. Ansley tucks back in behind. Does not want to push the issue yet. We're not quite ready for that. Thomas McMullen out in front. Saints of Speed 02 Silverado. Colt Ansley, Vincent Short. Speaking of SCAR veterans, running 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. Alan DeFries making it to pit lane here as Ansley jumps up the racetrack in front of the top lane. The 99 of Anderson with a run gives the 86 a big push. He'll clear Thomas McMullen with authority. So will Albert Anderson. Derek Welch might have a shot too. Can they drop down at the same time in one? And they do. Top 3 trucks drafting together, and it catches Colt Ansley out. Ansley wasn't able to get down in time. He stays topside. Ingram will come up the backside of the 86 down the back straightaway. Anderson now with the race lead. Derek Welch still pushing the 99. Then it's Thomas McMullen, Vincent Short, Rodney Roberts, Jason Steptoe. Then you look to the outside. You got Colt Ansley and Ingram trying to figure out where they need to be. They're 3 wide for a moment with Aaron Longworth on the bottom of the racetrack. Jason Steptoe to the outside of Rodney Roberts, trying to find a hole to get into. Needs some drafting partners to work with here. Longworth's a good opportunity. Does he step down? He does. Snips the draft off the 9. He'll have a little bit of a push from the 42. Further back, though, Keenan Kimber. Remember him? Went for a ride on his lid not long ago. It's the benefits of the fast repair. Not out of this one yet. Still well into the top 10, running in the 7th position. Top 5, 6 trucks here, single file. Ingram trying to make something happen on the top side, but nobody going with the 56 for the time being. A little shucking and jiving here down the back straightaway. Still going to wonder here when Albert Anderson's going to make that pit stop here. Of course, he's going to need some dancing partners to do it with. He stayed out during what would have been our competition caution. We still had it at the same time, just for cause. Up the racetrack goes the 55. Nicholson's going to tuck back in behind Mark Truxell, back in the 13th spot, still out front. Top two, it's Anderson and Welch, then Thomas McMullen. But here comes Ingram now, Jason Steptoe, Aaron Longworth, and Cole Ansley working together here on the high side. Here comes Mark Truxell doing the same. Crazy action here at Talladega Superspeedway. We are past halfway, didn't even notice it. 30 laps in here at Talladega. We're going to step aside quickly, get a side-by-side break out of the way. Stay with us. We'll be back after this.
I met Marco Sgarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Caution. Man, tell me what you got.
Back at Talladega Superspeedway under caution yet again. Here you see the incident happening while we were in the side-by-side. The 9 of Rodney Roberts having an issue out on track. Let's take a look again here, maybe different perspective to get an idea what happened. They were 3 wide. Steptoe off-centered push to the right rear of the 9, and then that shuffles him down into Mark Truxell. Truxell comes up a bit at the same time, but chain reaction crash here at Talladega. He comes down and gets a piece of Mark Collins, and Wagoner gets involved. Bradford on the brakes hard, trying to not get collected here. Does a good job to get through. Hockley the same. But with this caution coming out when it does, it sets everybody up for an opportunity to make their pit stops here, and they will all be good to go to the end on fuel. Again, 23 to go right now. They can get the chance to pit this time by. So no fuel strategy anymore. We're going to be green to the finish. Full fuel on board for everybody involved. Everybody going to make a final pit stop here. Fuel only for Albert Anderson, Derek Welch, Vincent Short, Thomas McMullen. Cole Ansley may have gone rights only, or just lots more fuel. And it looks like Keenan Kimber, Jason Steptoe, Nicholson, Ingram Collins all going with 4. Again, with these trucks here at Talladega Superspeedway especially, tires, yeah, they make a difference, but it's not anywhere near as significant as it is at a place like, say, Auto Club or Michigan Speedway or even some of the short tracks, road courses kind of thing. You don't really need the grip for the lap time, but you do need the grip to be aggressive with your moves, whether it's top to bottom, jumping up the middle, trying to be aggressive to throw a block or counter a block. You've got a little bit more grip to get that done. Tires that are super worn out, you may not necessarily be able to do that change of direction from top to bottom and then bottom to top without stepping the back of the truck out and then creating a problem for yourself. So that is the benefit of the new tires. Of course, you lose the track position as you see the top 4 trucks going fuel only. They were able to get out well ahead of everybody else. Currently on 21 to go. Should get the green flag next time by. 20 laps remain. Front row is going to be the 99 of Albert Anderson in control of the restart. Then DW, Derek Welch to his outside. Row 2 looks like Vincent Short, Cole Ansley. Getting these laps under caution, they take about 2 full minutes to complete. Field out of turn 4. We should see the pace car take that left turn to head down pit lane. There he goes. Still need to clear the tri-oval, get back to start finish, but no, pace car is in and they fire off right away. Pace car is not even in pit lane yet. That might be a restart violation for the top 2, but there's the green flag. 20 laps to go here from Talladega. In the past, it was always you can fire off as soon as the pace car is safely off the track. Pace car was nowhere near the entrance to pit road at that point, so I'm curious to see how that gets played out. Meanwhile, the top 5 single file here out of turn number 2. It's Anderson, Welch, and Short. Then Colt Ansley, Thomas, McMullen, the top 5. Colt looking to the outside of Vincent Short, but no one helping him for the time being. 4 trucks down low. Colt's going to have a whale of a time trying to do anything with that. 2 trucks in behind. Looks like could be Steptoe and Ingram. They work together well enough. They could get caught up to this group. Tri-oval again. Anderson, Welch, Short, McMullen, Ansley, top 5. Steptoe and Ingram were reeled in this group, so now we've gone from 5 to 7 with 18 laps to go. Look at the second group here. Mark Truxell leading David Bradford, Aaron Longworth, Will Jones, and Mark Collins. The 55 of Nicholson going to try and jump in line as well. These guys can get formed up and get organized. They may have an opportunity to reach the front as well. Meanwhile, Colt Ansley jumping out of line with Ingram, trying to make a move towards the front. 2 versus 5. It's going to be a tall task. Right now, the outside lane here in that lead pack. Colt Ansley and Ingram trying to push to the race lead, but somehow with just 2 trucks formed one by one here, they're making it work around the outside of 5 other trucks in a line. Down the back straightaway yet again, 15 and a half laps to go. Anderson still leads over Derek Welch, Vincent Short, Thomas McMullen, and Jason Steptoe. Those are the trucks on the inside. Outside lane, you've got the couple trucks. That's Colt Ansley and Josh Ingram trying to do something. They were working well for a little bit. Looks like Ingram, though, trying to cool off the engine in his truck, is pushing with all he had to try and keep pace with Colt Ansley and push him towards the front of the field. At some point, though, you got to give up. You got to get out of that draft and get some fresh air into the radiator. 15 to go. Anderson leads. Further back now, David Bradford in the 8th position with teammate Will Jones, and then Mark Collins, then Nicholson, Aaron Longworth, Alan DeFries back in action. DeFries running 19th. He is still 1 lap down. Truck out of shape up ahead. That's the 8 of Peyton Wagoner. And just like that, no more dual packs. We got one big one here. Ansley up top. Bradford's going to jump, hit hard to the back of Josh Ingram. Ingram now jumps out of line. No one helping him, but Bradford's going to jump up, try and draft with the 56. Time running out here at Talladega. David's got to do something to work his way towards the front. Off turn number 2 there, Ingram trying to hold the line to the outside of Jason Steptoe. Albert Anderson, meanwhile, continues to lead this field. On the back bumper, Derek Welch, Vincent Short, Thomas McMullen. Short jumps up the racetrack, going to add another truck to this mix. Ingram doesn't have anything to do with it, jumps to the inside, maybe changing his mind though. A little indecisive here for Ingram. Does he want to ride and draft with Short, or did he want to go around and pass? Ultimately, he's going to get stuck in behind. It opens the door for McMullen to jump up in front of the 15. And then we're 3 wide behind him. It's getting chaotic, folks. We're going to see tire smoke sooner than later, I think. Meanwhile, Bobby Hamilton Jr. quietly working his way back into the top 10. Bobby started in the 5th position. He's running back in 8th currently. Nobody in this field has the experience in drafting on these super speedways like Bobby Hamilton Jr. does. See if he can make it work to his advantage. He's still in the 8th position here. Running behind the 86 of Cole Ansley, Vincent Short, Thomas McMullen. Jumping out of line here. Bobby Jr. is going to go to the back bumper. We're going to go 3 wide here. Colt to the outside of Vincent Short. Derek Welch on the bottom. 2x2 at the front of the field. 3 wide for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Out of turn number 2. Anderson still leading this field. Outside, though, certainly building momentum, but Ingram's got to stay tucked up to the 25 of Bobby Jr. David Bradford and Will Jones, they're still in line together as well. They can be a factor before this one is out, but we're 3 wide for the top 9 positions, if not more, here at Talladega, coming to 11 laps to go. Now Thomas McMullen up the cut, going to take the top spot. Not clear, though, as Anderson pulls back around on the bottom. Lap truck just up ahead. I think it's the 9 of Rodney Roberts will play a factor here. He'll need to get out of the way, or these trucks will need to go double file. There's room to go 4 wide, but you don't want to risk it if you don't have to. One truck in the wall. Nicholson scrapes the right side on the safer barrier in the tri-oval. Rodney Roberts there in the turns 1 and 2 now might be able to get to the bottom of the racetrack out of turn 2 so that the field can get by cleanly. There it is, off turn 2. Roberts will jump to the inside. Does he go to the bottom? He does not. Going to force these guys to go around him, and that's fine on the straightaway. A little harder in the corner. Now jumping to the inside, Jason Steptoe looking for a position on Derek Welch. Welch closes the door, now sniffs around the right side of Albert Anderson for a moment. Nothing doing there either. Top 4 single file, top 3 single file, as we've got an interloper in Alan DeFries running 4th in line on the inside. Again, DeFries running 17th, single lap down, but first truck 1 lap down. Still not out of this. We get a caution. Alan DeFries will be right back in this race. Clearly the 71 with some drafting skills here at Talladega Super Speedway. Just needs lady luck to land on him just a little bit to be a competitor and still have a shot at this one. Three wide, pretty much all the way to the tail end of the field here with 9 laps to go, 8.5 to be specific. Field barreling down into turn 3. Anderson with the lead. McMullen now jumps up to the race lead into turn number 3. Vincent Short pushing. Colt Ansley and Bobby Jr. topside. 4 trucks, all very familiar with each other. Been running together for years, going all the way back to the Superior Class Auto Racing League. And here we are in the ProSim Racing Alliance, coming back to start finish. It'll be 8 laps to go. At the stripe, Anderson leads it again. Then it's Truxell and Welch, second and third. Truxell going up the middle, looking for the race lead. David Bradford, Will Jones, Josh Ingram, the drafting line in the middle of the pack, trying to push the 5 to the point. Truck out of line there. Might have been the 86 of Ansley. Down the backstretch. Stays off the outside wall. Now switches to the inside lane. Follows in the tire tracks of Bobby Hamilton Jr. Bobby pretty much dead center in the pack here at Talladega, trying to find a way towards the front. Jr. running in the 8th position. Now David Bradford steps out of line. Will Jones goes with him, looking to the outside of Mark Truxell. Truxell's going to get shuffled into the middle. May just go backwards here, but Bobby Jr. may come to his aid. Looking up the back bumper, and Ingram's in the fence. Cross start finish. We stay green. Somehow they straighten it out, and 55 of Nicholson goes to the inside. Now Ingram up the racetrack in the fence as well, but we're still staying green. Nobody coming. No reason to throw the yellow. We're going to race this one out. That has shuffled back. Right now, Keenan Kimber and the 42 Aaron Longworth drafting together. Kimber, the last truck on the lead lap. Longworth, 18th, 1 lap down, but it doesn't mean he cannot aid in the draft here. Meanwhile, the 86 of Colt Ansley in trouble. He hits the inside wall on the exit of turn number 2. His day might be done here. Let's see if we can get a look at it quickly here with 7 to go. What happened here with the 86? Some sort of failure there with Colt Ansley as he's now back to pit lane. Things up front changing again. 6 to go. Now Derek Welch has made his way around the 99 of Albert Anderson. That is the black and green truck to the inside, right to the yellow line. Middle lane, David Bradford leads it. Outside lane, Bobby Hamilton Jr. with Vincent Short pushing. Not a lot of help in the top side lane, but if anybody can get it done, it's the 25 and the 15. Back to the stripe, coming to 5 laps to go for Derek Welch. Welch leading Albert Anderson. These two have worked so well all night long together. Welch has been the pusher most of the night. The roles have reversed. Now Welch, the race leader. Anderson gonna push. We'll see if he sticks to that back bumper. I would imagine these guys will race all the way till the last lap the way that they are. And when it comes down to it, that's when you make your move. If you got the opportunity, you take it. Steptoe slips up just a bit, almost making contact with David Bradford. It breaks the momentum of the 13 slightly. Top 3 still to the inside. Bradford thought about going in behind the 50, but sticks to the middle lane still, knowing he's got Will Jones in tow. 4 laps to go as they cross the stripe. Big time run for Bradford and Jones around the outside. Here comes Truxell and Hockley and the 70 of Whitmore. Side by side for the race lead for just a moment with Bradford and Derek Welch, but the bottom lane moving a little bit better with some more help drafting-wise on the low side. They get broken up a bit, crossing over off the bottom lane there. He gets back in line. The 50 of Steptoe almost coming to blows. Now Vincent Short to the back bumper of Steptoe into turn number 3. Topside, though, Truxell to the race lead. Bradford quickly taking it back. Shorter distance around and equal drafting help. Bradford now going to lose the lead here. Same situation now on the bottom of the racetrack with Derek Welch, Albert Anderson, and Steptoe pushing past. Steptoe in trouble again, trying to keep that truck going straight. Might be having some handling problems here with the 50 of Jason Steptoe. He did make a pit stop 4 tires, but that was back on lap 35. Here we are, lap 54. Tires maybe going away on the 50 truck. Welch still with the race lead. Low side of the racetrack seems to be where you want to be, at least for the time being. The top side, if you can get the numbers, if you can get organized and make it work, it's going to be faster. But you've got to get some guys up there that are comfortable doing it, because there's no room for error when you do. Less than 3 laps to go. Bradford now jumps in front of Derek Welch, takes the race lead away. Let's see if Derek can fight back. Take that away. There's not a whole lot of room to get it done, and no help if he steps out of line. Does the 99 stick with him? Coming to 2 to go. Steptoe in trouble again, down to the low side of the racetrack. Below that yellow line. You got to keep an eye on that 50 machine. Something amiss there on the Jason Steptoe truck, still running in the 7th position, but we've seen it lap after lap, having trouble keeping that truck in line. Now Bobby Jr. jumps to the outside of Will Jones. No help for now, but no, Alan DeFries is going to come to his aid. He'll get to the back bumper, the tailgate of the 25 into turn 3. Now the 55, and Nicholson jumps up the racetrack, but Truxell's going to jump to the inside. Outside lane not really moving. Truxell up the middle, trying to move forward, but now Derek Welch will retake the top spot. Big time push from Albert Anderson, and we got trouble. Big time trouble. Steptoe around into the tri-oval grass. No caution just yet. Do we get the white? Looks like we do. Final lap here from Talladega Super Speedway as half the field crashes behind in the start-finish line. Derek Welch jumped back to the race lead off the nose of Albert Anderson. Now Will Jones looking to the outside off of turn number 2. No help for the 46 just yet, but he still has a massive run. Goes to the inside, thought about doing the side draft on Albert Anderson, still there. Gonna break the momentum of the 99 to mid as they work down the back straightaway. Side by side for the race lead into turn number 3. Final lap here from Talladega. Jones inches out in front. Teammate David Bradford to the back bumper. Then it's Bobby Hamilton Jr. and Nicholson. All 4 trucks in a line. Now Nicholson, no. Bobby Jr. jumps on a line to the outside. Here they come into the tri-oval for the final time. Welch on the nose of Albert Anderson. Coming to the stripe. Who's going to win it? It's going to be Derek Welch. Welch crosses the line first. Looks like Will Jones picks up second, and Albert Anderson will come home in the 3rd spot. I need oxygen. My God. What a race, guys. Nicely done. What a race. Going back quickly here, we'll watch Jason Steptoe's incident come into the white flag. 50 gets crossed up with Mark Collins, up into Vincent Short, across the nose of Bobby Jr. Gets hit by Collins again. Air gets underneath the 50. He's kind of dancing around the tri-oval here. DeFries gets collected by Short. The rest is history for Jason Steptoe. Derek Welch drives it to victory lane. Albert Anderson is going to roll on by again. 3rd place for Anderson. Not quite a 1-2. Very happy Derek Welch celebrating here in the tri-oval at Talladega Super Speedway. Very well played by DW and Albert Anderson, working together all race long. Now remember, Anderson lost the draft early on, got really lucky about lap 15 with that caution coming out. He was about to go down a lap. Was able to get caught back up, stayed on the racetrack, got a couple of lucky cautions to help him with fuel. Worked out nicely. With that, though, we'll step aside here, get a break out of the way. We'll be back with our top 3 finishers after this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back at Talladega Super Speedway, race number 11 in the books, and DW Derek Welch, first win on the season. We're going to pull the driver of that number 1 Davidson Builders Toyota into the broadcast booth. Get a word with our race winner, DW Derek Welch. It's Steve with Track Limits. Do you got us?
What's up, bro?
Derek, congratulations, man. A 6th place starting position, but man, it was not long. You drove that thing to the front, worked with the 99 of Albert Anderson quite a bit here tonight. You were the pusher for a long time, and well, I guess that came back to help you quite a bit because he was there to help you in the end, man. Walk us through the closing laps of this one and how you picked up the win here at Talladega.
Yeah, me and Albert's on teams over here, and our whole plan was to work together and get me to win because I'm in the top 8 in the playoffs, and was waiting till at least about 8 or 10 laps to go, and I was going to jump out, get ahead, and Bradford got out in front of us, and luckily Albert was able to clear wheel up top, and both me and him jumped out, and I think that was the move of the race right there, and got back in front, and Albert, I owe this win all to Albert, man. He pushed me to the end there, and he about blew his up, and what a race.
Certainly a fun one to watch here. I tell you, after that one, I'm out of breath. I need to know 2-tank for sure. But job well done, Derek. An awesome victory here at Talladega Super Speedway. Next couple of races are going to be pretty similar. Smaller tracks, though. Auto Club next week, and then I think a couple of weeks after that, we're going to be at Michigan Speedway to close out the season. How do you feel about your chances as this season winds down?
I feel good about going to Auto Club in Michigan, and I feel real good now. I think I'm guaranteed to go in the championship now. So I think that's how this league works. If you get a win, I automatically get a bid in the top 4. So if I can keep my equipment hooked up, I'll be there. So hopefully I can get these forks put in my house so I can be there. So I feel confident.
All right, Derek. Well, congrats again on picking up the win here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway, man. Who do you want to thank before we let you go?
Oh, definitely Albert Anderson, of course. Me and him worked wonders together today, and couldn't have done it without him. My other teammate, Mark Collins, he could never get up there. He got tangled in some accidents, I think. And Brandon Bradford will put on this league. It's a fun league to be in, and hopefully I can get a championship for the first time in a long time. So I ain't definitely gonna get it in TRL. So hopefully I get it over here. So and thanks for you, Steve.
Derek, congrats again, man. Wish you the best of luck, man. Would love to see you pick up a title here in this series of ProSim Racing Alliance. Thanks for talking to us, man. Good luck next week.
All right, appreciate it.
Derek Welch, your race winner here at Talladega Super Speedway. Will Jones, though, just edging out Albert Anderson for the second place by just 1/100th of a second. We'll pull Will Jones up in the booth here. And there we go. Will Jones, it's Steve with Track Limits. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Steve.
Well, congrats, man. A strong run here tonight. I know it's not the typical racetrack that you would say that you'd like to go to. You want something where you get some off-throttle time, maybe get the brakes a little bit. But either way, you've shown some ability and some talent here on these super speedways, along with teammate David Bradford. You drive this thing up to the second place. You beat out Albert Anderson at the line by about 100th of a second. Walk us through the closing laps of this one. How did you make your way towards the front and avoid the calamity there coming to the white?
Man, I was just trying not to wreck, Steve. I'll be honest with you. I told David coming in tonight that I just wanted to finish in the top 4. That way, you know, I didn't go in next week and have a must-win situation to get into the final race. But I don't know, David helped coach me tonight, so I probably owe my second place finish to him.
Well, nonetheless, second place. It's a good way to finish out the last couple of races of this season. But moving forward, we've got Auto Club and Michigan. Of course, some tracks with some off-throttle time that we talked about. How do you feel about your opportunities here as the season winds down, going into some intermediate ovals?
Well, Steve, I mean, these last 2 tracks coming up, I mean, I've ran well at both of them. So, I mean, I'm kind of optimistic about my chances, but I mean, I'm one of these guys, I don't ever put the cart ahead of the horse. You know, anything can happen. All these guys are fast. You know, anybody can slip up and win one of these things. So I'm just looking forward to it, and I'm going to try to go there and do my best.
That's all you can do, Will. Congratulations again, man. Thanks for talking to us. Wish you the best of luck going forward. Is there anybody you want to thank before I let you go?
Yeah, man, thank you for the broadcast. Like I say, you do a great job. I know I say that every week, sound like I'm repeating myself, but I look back at these things, and I mean, you really do an awesome job. Thank all the fans, you know, watching, and definitely got to thank my teammate David Bradford for kind of pushing me tonight, and not only with the car, but I mean mentally also to help me get to the end of this thing to have a good points night.
All right, well, thanks for talking to us, man. Appreciate the kind words, man. Good luck next week.
Thank you, Steve.
It's Will Jones, your runner-up here at Dega. We're going to talk to old Albert Anderson, the number 99 next. Going to be a fun one to talk to. I want to find out exactly his mindset on this, because he went from almost going a lap down to finish this thing in the top 3. Albert, it's Steve with Track Limits. Do you got me?
Hey, Steve.
Albert, congratulations, man. What a wild ride here tonight. A third-place finish. Looked like you were going to be a 1-2 there with DW, but it wasn't meant to be. You missed it by just about 100th of a second. But some might think you're lucky to even be here, considering where you were about lap 15, just about ready to lose a lap, and then lucky enough the caution comes out. You made a pit stop there to kind of short pit that stage or comp caution that we had coming, but it worked out for you in the end. What was the strategy coming into tonight? I know you were working with DW quite a bit.
So, I mean, to start with qualifying, I missed my hot lap on qualifying, so I wasn't able to put down a fast time. And then on that last time, you know, moving I lost my train of thought. But you know, I wanted to
drugs are bad, Albert.
I wanted to short pit there, and the guys definitely wouldn't have caught back up with me. Because they were on lap 14, and they were still like 19 or 20 seconds behind me. So we would have got to lap 15, and that caution would have came out, and I would have been able to stay on the lead lap. But you know, my plan the whole night going in, even before the race, DW and I was talking. I'm like, dude, I gotta get you the win tonight. You know, we gotta get you the win. And that was, you know, by design. He was pushing me, and I'm like, you know, look. He said, we gotta switch places. You know, I gotta get him out in front. And he jumped out, and I checked up just a hair. He dropped down in front of me, and it worked out just perfectly, man. I'm happy for DW, happy I was able to help him cement a place in the championship, and it all worked out perfectly by design.
Always good when a plan comes together. Speaking of that, what is the plan for the upcoming races? 2 to go in the season, Auto Club next week, and then Michigan in 3 weeks. Very similar racetracks, really kind of twins as far as their design is concerned, but they do handle quite differently. What's the game plan rolling into both of those events as the season comes to a close?
You know, I got a lot of laps at both of them, more laps at Michigan than I do at Auto Club. I'm pretty good at both of them, but I think I'm even better at Michigan. I've turned just thousands of laps at Michigan. That was my home track for a long time. So I'm really excited about that race. And we're just going to get after it, man. You know, anything I can do to get DW this championship, that's what I'm going to do. And hopefully it works out that way.
All right, Albert. Well, congrats again on the third place finish here at Talladega Superspeedway. Who do you want to shout out to before I kick you out of here?
Well, first, Steptoe was scaring the daylights out of me, man. I didn't know if he was going to wreck me. I called him out on the radio once. I was like, dude, you can't push the pusher like that. And, I was thinking he was going to push me and turn me, and that would have been bad. But he held it together at the end, so good job for him. A shout out to my son, Papa Goat Reptiles. He was in the night watching the race, and I hope he enjoyed the race. Love you, kiddo. Everybody else in the chat that came out and watched. David Bradford for Brantford for hosting the race and holding it all together. He does a good job with that. And thank you, Steve. You do an excellent job. Looking forward to going back and watching the replays and replay, and we'll see you next week.
Well, all right, sir. Congrats again on third place. Thanks for talking to us. Good luck in next week.
My teammate Mark Collins. Thank you, buddy. Love you. All right, we'll see you, man.
See ya. Albert Anderson, third place finisher here at Talladega Super Speedway. That's going to do it for the interview portion of tonight's broadcast. Let's get to our race results. Of course, we talked to Derek Welch, Will Jones, Albert Anderson, the top three. David Bradford brought it home in P4. Mark Truxell, a solid run, was fifth. We told you. Matt Nicholson was sixth. Good run by him as well. Bobby Jr. finished in the seventh spot. Chris Hockley was eighth. Steve Whitmore came home in the ninth spot. 10th was Mark Collins. 11th went to Thomas McMullen. Jason Steptoe was 12th. 13th, Keenan Kimber after leading some laps and going for a ride on his roof. Solid recovery for the 65. Vincent Short was 14th. Aaron Longworth 15th. Josh Ingram finished in the 16th spot. Rodney Roberts was 17th. Alan DeFries looked good early, finishes in the 18th spot. Cole Ansley, same thing, looks strong early on in the running, doesn't bring it home on the lead lap. 19th, 7 laps down. Peyton Wagoner will be 20th, 10 laps in the rears. It's going to do it for us here at Talladega Superspeedway. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Certainly those in the stream chat, always appreciate that. Tune in, say hey, checking in on us. Hit that thumbs up too, that like button in the stream. That's always a huge help. It's free to do. Really pushes these live streams out to some wider audiences, gets fresh eyeballs on what we're doing here at Track Limits, also on what you guys are doing at the ProSim Racing Alliance. Maybe get some new interest as maybe some extra drivers here. I know you're very picky about who you bring into the league, which is a good thing, but opportunity is opportunity. We certainly appreciate that. So with that said, congratulations again, DW Derek Welch taking the race win here, race 11 at Talladega. We'll see you guys next week at Auto Club. Thanks for watching, everybody.